Thanks for checking back in. Today we're going to look at the expected portfolio return. So what we have here are multiple investments in a portfolio. We're going to be asked what is the expected return of a portfolio based on the combination of the expected return of each investment and that investment's weight in the portfolio. It's not too complicated. It sounds like a lot of variables the way I said it there, but it's not too bad, I promise you. So we're going to use this box in our spreadsheet, and it's going to do a lot of the math for us. It allows us to hand enter some things if we need to, but I'm going to walk through one problem with you to show you how this works when we need to calculate the expected return of a portfolio. So we need a couple things. The first thing we need to know is what is the weight of that investment in our portfolio. The way this is set up to work is that you can simply enter the weight or the value of each investment. And you can see while I do this that it's going to calculate for us the weight of each investment. And it keeps kind of a running tab going there for us to see where we are. And we can see that it's figured out for us that given these values, for these four investments, our whole portfolio is valued at $4.79 million. So that's 100% of the weight, right? And really all it's doing is just simply dividing the value of each investment by the total. But it does it for us, makes it nice, and allows that running work to happen as we just enter in our portfolio. So that is really the easiest way. Find the values, enter them in, it adds up for us. So now we have the weight of each investment in the portfolio. The second piece of that is we need to know the expected return of each investment. And sometimes this is given to us. Okay? Sometimes this is given to us in either a book or the financial publication or the investor relations, whatever it might be. But sometimes, and there's a hint here for some of you students that are out there, sometimes you have to use the CAPM model to retrieve or to calculate the expected return. Sometimes it's given. Sometimes you have to use the CAPM model or the dividend growth model to calculate the expected return. Both of those models have videos on the Finance Course Guru website. In this case, I already know what they are, so we can just see what these returns are as we're rolling down through this. And what it does is it uses this formula for us to see that, okay, given the weight that we've calculated here and the expected return, we have our weight times our expected return is really each of those investments' contribution to the expected return of the portfolio. And this is simply, if you picked up on it while I was describing it, it's a weighted average formula, not too awful difficult once you have all the pieces. And that tells us that given these weights and these expected returns, this portfolio has a weighted return or an expected return of the portfolio of 8.64%. Again, sometimes you have to use the values. If you don't have the values, this spreadsheet actually allows you to simply hand enter the weight of the portfolio. You can do that as well, but you need to know what is the weight and you need to know what is the expected return, which again sometimes requires the CAPM model and sometimes it requires a dividend growth model. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks and good luck.